A homeless man who lived on the streets of Little Rock for over a decade is now back home with his family.
And it's all because one woman took the time to learn his story. Here's Melissa Zigowitz.
There was just a look in his eyes, like he really wanted to go home.
Working in downtown Little Rock for over 10 years, Dawn Geiber is used to seeing homeless people outside the office.
People just look at homeless people as different, I guess, and it's heartbreaking.
But there was always one man Dawn felt the need to help out.
We're used to seeing James on the street every day. He was cold, he was hungry, he was eating out of garbage cans.
James was living on the streets of downtown Little Rock for almost 15 years.
I just happened to ask him one day, James, why are you homeless? He had run into some rough times 15 years prior. He had been trying to find his family, but he had no way to find them, and they were in Illinois.
It was then Dawn decided she needed to do more than just give him some spare change.
I contacted my fiance and I explained the situation, and we just started looking up names, addresses. I just started leaving messages on all sorts of phone numbers.
And about a week before last Thanksgiving, she got a phone call back.
And it was his niece, and she was crying, and she goes, "You're calling about my uncle, he's dead." And I said, "No, as a matter of fact, he's alive and well. He's been looking you for 15 years.
A few days later, Dawn and her husband Jody took James off the street.
Went that day, bought him all new clothes, hats, shoes.
And drove him up to Illinois, where he reunited with his brother.
Go run to them, James.
And the rest of his family.
He lived on the streets. He had no way to communicate, no way to try and get a hold of him. It was just a moment.
Dawn says James is living in Wisconsin with his sister.
And they sent us pictures. He was hanging Christmas lights.
And he's now been given a second chance at life.
James, we promised you we're bringing you home.
All because one woman took the time to listen.
We're all the same. Just treat everybody with a little bit of respect. Things happen, and unfortunately people end up homeless or in bad situations that they didn't expect. Just remember, we're all people.
Now, I also spoke with James's brother, who is back home in Illinois tonight, and he wanted me to share this picture with you all. Now, this is James with his niece and brother watching the Chicago Bears game together for the first time after 15 years. Dan says Jody and Dawn have truly brought their family back together. So,
wow.
Really a heartwarming story.
What a beautiful story. There are some great people out there in this world.
And how many times have all of us passed a homeless person and thought, how did they get there? What is their story?
Right.
What got them to this point? And
but she took that time to do that.
And that's what Dawn says, and she wishes more people would do the same.
Man.
Beautiful. Melissa, thank you.